I'm Lisa, and I'm here with Kevin of Hoosier Start, and we're happy to provide you with the information about maximizing your peak earning years as you work through your retirement journey. So, with the state of Indiana, you have the wonderful retirement benefits provided to you by the state. Through PERF, you have two different retirement plans that you may be participating in one or the other. As well, you have Hoosier Start as an opportunity for additional saving and an employer match. And then you also have the Retiree Medical Benefits Plan for state employees, also known as RIMBA. And we're going to focus more on that next week in our presentation next Wednesday on creating your exit strategy. But for today's presentation, we're going to focus on the retirement plans as well as Hoosier Start. So what are your peak earning years? We're going to dive in and discuss what that truly means, and then also understand how peak earning years influence your PERF and your Hoosier Start retirement plan benefits. And then we'll go through ways that you can maximize your savings opportunities during your peak earning years. So peak earning years, those are the years that represent that period in your career when your income reaches its highest levels. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, that's typically between the ages of 45 and 55. It could certainly go beyond that, but it gives you the opportunity to maximize, or it's the time of your career when you're maximizing your experience. So you have the greatest potential for earning the most money. Also, you have advancements, responsibilities, you may have staff, you may have large projects, you may have greater duties in your position. And as well, at this point in your career, you often have established networks. So you know people in the industry, you may be well known at your job and relied upon as a subject matter expert. So all of those things lead to earning a greater salary than you may have in your younger years. And with that, you're typically, again, in between the ages of 45, 55, and even older than that. But that comes with higher earning as well as greater savings opportunities. And many times in our later years, there may be responsibilities at home financially that we no longer have. For instance, you might have adult children that don't need to rely upon your income as much as they did when they were younger. So that might give you the chance to have additional money available to you in order to save more towards your retirement planning. Also, in your later years, your time to retirement is obviously a shorter period. So it may be that you're looking at retiring in the next 10 years or maybe even fewer years than that. So your time frame is shorter, and as a result of that, you may be able to take advantage of some catch-up provisions for saving more money towards your retirement. So with the state of Indiana, you participate in one of these two retirement plans, either the hybrid plan or the My Choice plan. And with those, your peak earning year potential is already built in because your contributions to the plan are based on your salary. So we're going to go over these plans so that you understand how the calculations for retirement and the contributions already have peak earning years built into them. So the hybrid plan is the plan with the two parts that many of you participate in if you were hired prior to 2013 with the state of Indiana. And the My Choice plan became available for those that were hired or rehired after 2013 and have a choice of what plan to participate in. But state employees participate typically in one or the other. The hybrid plan, again, two parts to it, the defined contribution as well as the defined benefit. The defined contribution is a 401(a) savings account, and the defined benefit provides for a pension, a guaranteed income at retirement. The defined contribution is based on 3% of your salary. You don't contribute to this, the state provides for you. So 3% of your salary is calculated and contributed to this every pay period. So if you are in your higher earning years, obviously those contributions are going to be larger towards your defined contribution account. The account always belongs to you, so you are fully vested in those contributions and any earnings that those contributions accumulate during their investment experience. And you control those investments as well as personalize your beneficiaries on this portion of the hybrid plan. The defined benefit is the part that requires that you vest, meaning that you work a certain number of years until you're the full owner of a benefit from that plan. And so it requires 10 years of service in order for you to be vested so that once you are age eligible, you can begin to start your retirement benefits. Now, with this particular portion of the plan, there is a calculation that is used in order to determine what your benefit is, and your final average salary is a big part of that. So your final average salary times your years of service times 1.1%, which is a multiplier set by state law, provides for a benefit for you that's paid for as long as you continue to live once you start it. So when you do this particular calculation, which is easy to do just with a piece of paper and a pencil, you can estimate what your benefit could look to provide for you in the way of an annual income. When you do that calculation, it provides for a benefit based on what's called a 5-year guaranteed period, which is a lifetime payment to you with a beneficiary for the first 5 years of retirement. So there are many options that you have to choose from, but that one certainly gets you started in order to determine what your benefit can pay for you. When I say final average salary, that is actually defined as the average of your 20 highest paid quarters of compensation in groups of 4 consecutive quarters. And then we take the average of those so that we have your 5 highest years of compensation. So if you have your peak earning years in those 4 consecutive quarters, those will obviously influence the amount that you're going to receive from your pension. The neat thing about this is that sometimes your peak earning years happen earlier in your career. But when we do this calculation, we're still looking for those highest years, whether they be in the latter half of your career or the earlier part of your career. We're just looking for the highest compensation. So the nice thing about that is if you're in a lower paying job as you're phasing into retirement, those years are not going to affect you because we're just looking for the highest earning years. This is an example of that calculation I mentioned before with your final average salary times your years of service times 1.1%. If we divide that by 12, it can provide for us an estimate on a monthly benefit before taxes. I encourage all of you, if you've never done this before, to have a look at myempersretirement.org, logging into your account there, and you can actually run estimates for yourself based on different salaries, different time frames. This is just an example of what one of those estimates look like. And I encourage you to do so and play around with it with different sorts of salaries and different time frames to determine what you think is going to work best for you in the way of timing for retirement. The My Choice plan is the other plan that state employees participate in. Again, you have a choice of plans, whether it be the hybrid or the My Choice plan. But the My Choice plan is the one that does not have a pension. It has contributions that are made to it, 2 different types. But it is a 401a savings account. And this plan works a lot like a 401k that you might find at a private employer. So it consists of contributions and does require some vesting or some working a certain number of years until you're the full owner of the contributions. So again, as a member, you control the investments as well as the beneficiaries, and there are no loans available from the account. But the contributions to this are based entirely on your salary. So 3%, there's a 3% mandatory contribution that is always made to this plan. That is fully funded by the state, so that does not come out of your paycheck, and those contributions fully belong to you. In addition to that, there's a variable rate contribution that's made. It's currently 4.2% of your salary, and that variable rate is good until June of next year, the end of June of next year. And with that particular contribution, you're required to work a certain number of years before you're the full owner of all of those contributions. So if you participate in the My Choice plan, you own 20% of those contributions each year up until 5 years when you're the full owner of all of the contributions. And again, the investment experience as well. So you're fully vested in the My Choice plan at 5 years of service. And again, the contributions that are made are based on your salary. So as you grow into your peak earning years, those contributions will reflect that. Regardless of which plan you're in, whether it be hybrid or My Choice, you control the investments. And the investments are the same regardless of which plan. So we try and provide you with an array of different things to choose from based upon your tolerance for risk, as well as what your time frame may be. As you grow closer to retirement, you will want to consider your time frame and where your contributions are invested. If you're in a target date fund, your asset allocation is already established for you and will change as you grow closer to retirement. If you created an asset allocation of your own, ensure that it's still working for you with your tolerance for risk, as well as your shortened time frame as you grow closer to retirement. And you can always make changes to your asset allocation as well as your existing balances by logging into your account at mynprsretirement.org. I mentioned that with the defined contribution account, 3% of your salary is contributed to it by the state of Indiana. As well, with your My Choice account, you also receive 4.2% currently contributions that are made to it. But in addition to those contributions that are being fully funded by the state, you can certainly make voluntary contributions of your own up to 10% of gross wages on an after-tax basis. So if that's something that you are interested in, you'll want to contact payroll in order to get those contributions established. But next, I'm going to pass this over to Kevin Mitchell of Hoosier Start, and he's going to share with you opportunities for pre as well as post-tax contributions through Hoosier Start. So Kevin, I am going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to let you share yours, and you can take it away.
All right, can you hear me, Lisa? All right, sounds great. How about seeing my screen? Thumbs up if you can see my presentation. All right, thank you so much. Thanks so much, Lisa. Today, my portion, we're going to cover how you can maximize your savings in your Hoosier Start Deferred Compensation Plan. It's a great benefit and can really be a key tool to help you reach and enjoy your retirement. So we'll have some time at the end of the presentation for some Q&A, but let's get started. Just some brief disclosures that I'm required to give to you. This slide just shares with you my contact information if you have any questions beyond today. I'm the program director for the state. You also have the ability to reach out to your retirement specialists. If you don't have their contact information, please reach out to me at this email or my cell phone number, and I can get you in touch with the proper people. The things that we're going to learn today in my portion of the presentation are how much you might need for income in retirement. some key benefits of contributing to the retirement plan, how much you can contribute to your retirement plan, and just a few simple ways to save a little bit more into your plan. Certainly, a yearly review is like a checkup for your retirement account. Performing one routinely can keep your account healthy and operating the way you want to. But first off, I guess we have to ask the question, why is a checkup necessary? And I would ask you to take a moment to think about how much your life has changed in the past few years. Maybe you got married or divorced, moved to a new home. Perhaps you had a child or a grandchild. You may have gotten a raise or promotion at work, but you most certainly have gotten closer to that retirement date. Life changes such as these are a key reason to keep up with your retirement account by setting aside some time, maybe once a year, or at least on a regular basis. You can make adjustments as your circumstances change. That way, your account stays in tune with your long-term goals. Another important reason to review your account is to stay on top of the changes both in your retirement plan and the markets you're investing in. For instance, your plan may have some new investment options, maybe some additional funds to choose from. And the Hoosier Start definitely does have some new options for you to choose from, and we can discuss those offline. The maximum amount that IRS allows people to contribute to a retirement plan can change, and that one will most certainly go up in the year 2025. So those changes and an annual review can certainly help you take advantage of those current maximums. And finally, the markets you're investing in can change. That can affect the way your assets are allocated. With a yearly check, you can determine whether your asset allocation is current, and certainly the mix of your investments continue to align with your goals. So those are the things that we can work on with you. The third reason to get an account review is that your investing style may change. Simply put, your investment style is the strategy you use to choose your investments. It's based upon factors such as your time horizon, which is just how long you have until you start withdrawing the money, and how much risk you're willing to take, and what you want to achieve. And those are your goals. As time passes, where you stand on all of these can vary. Every year, you'll have less time to begin withdrawing money from your account. At some point, you may want to take a little less risk, especially as retirement nears, and what you hope to achieve by investing may be different in 5 or 10 years than it is today. All of this can affect the way you invest your money. So now that you understand a little bit more why it's important to review your account, consider taking advantage of a yearly account review at no cost. Again, there's no charge to it. Just contact your retirement specialist. We even have a personal retirement counselor on staff here that can give you a deeper dive, a more holistic view of your strategy. At your review, we'll discuss your investing style and how it may have changed. We'll also go over your current investment mix to make sure that you're on target. We'll help you determine if increasing your contributions could help you stay on track to reach your goals, or even maybe go beyond your goals. And we can help make those adjustments and answer your questions that you may have. So you can review your account in really 5 easy steps. 1, we would just confirm your investing approach. We would help you rebalance it if necessary. We can confirm your risk for tolerance with a questionnaire. We would even talk to you about considering rolling over your accounts for consolidation purposes to make things easier for you. And we want to keep the basics up to date. The first step is making sure your investing approach is right for you. Your plan provides 3 investing approaches from a basic standpoint. So depending on your interest and confidence level, you may prefer to take a hands-on approach, or if you'd like to have some help with someone to do it. Let's review all 3 real quick. So the do it myself section, this approach, you define your investment goals and strategy, then you select the funds from the list of available investments. There are several resources and tools that can help you on our website. Also of note, the Hoosier Start Plan offers what's called a self-directed brokerage account option through Charles Schwab. So this is to give you an even larger universe of investment options to choose from. If you're so inclined to choose an individual stock or bond, you may want to consider going over to the Schwab account, and we can help you do that. Option 2, that middle section, is the Help Me Do It section. If you use this option, you can designate which target date fund you'd like to be in. And target date funds are really funds that are passively managed by professionals, and they're automatically rebalanced over time. and they get more conservative as you get older. If you've done nothing with your account, when you were automatically enrolled into the plan, you were given a target date fund based upon your age. However, you can make changes to your account at any time. The section on the right, the Do It For Me section, for an additional fee, you can have your account professionally and actively managed by investment managers. They'll select funds from the plan's investment lineup based upon your age, risk tolerance, and investment goals. It'll take into account up to 14 different factors to help you get to your retirement. They'll update and rebalance quarterly, meaning they'll keep your asset allocation in line with your goals. Because of these additional services, this option is available for an annual fee, and that fee is deducted from your account quarterly and is split over a quarterly way throughout the year. So you can change your approach at any time, including during an account review. Let's say you stayed with the original default investment fund or the target date fund. Maybe when you had less confidence, but now you'd like to move from a target date fund to picking your own funds. You could also decide you'd like the professionals to manage your account. Or if you have your account professionals managing it and you'd like to do it more on your own, you can make changes as you see fit. And we can help you consider those and make those happen for you. Step 2 would be rebalancing your investments. If you're a do-it-myself investor, be sure to complete this step, at least on an annual basis. If you're a Help Me Do It investor, this step is handled for you within the target date funds or even the do-it-yourself with the Pro Account managed account service. So to rebalance your account, check your asset allocation. That's the way your investments are divided among the different kinds of assets, such as stocks, bonds, and money markets or cash. So inside your account, you can view what percentage of funds you were invested in. Consider that whether that asset allocation still matches your time horizon and goals and risk tolerance. If the allocation doesn't fit, we can help you rebalance it by moving some money from the higher investments down into the more conservative investments or vice versa. So consider this example as to why you would do that. So suppose you started contributing to your retirement account and you put 60% into stock funds and 40% into bonds. Over time, let's say the stocks in your portfolio have higher returns, which it typically does. So as a result, 85% of your assets end up in stock funds and only 15% in bonds. That means you've taken on or grown to take on more risk than what you intended originally. While your investments may be performing well, you're also at risk for greater loss. So to rebalance your portfolio, you would sell high in those stock portfolios and move some of those funds into the bonds to rebalance it back to your intended risk tolerance. Step 3 is to review and confirm that risk tolerance. So is it the same as it was a year ago, or are you more or less willing to take a risk today? So depending on your answer, that might leave your investments as they are or spread them out differently to adjust your risk. This chart shows some common types of investments and the amount of risk and return potential for each. So there's more conservative investing approach. The more conservative investing approach starts in the bottom left. You'll see the capital preservation and the bonds. And the more you go up and to the right, the more potential for risk and the more potential for reward. So this is just a brief chart on how to look at risk versus reward. So step 4, not listed here, and that would be taking into consideration a strategy that would be consolidating some old retirement assets, considering IRAs and 401ks to make your life a little easier as you get closer to retirement. Lastly, step 5 is doing an account review, is keeping the basics up to date. So if you've ever gone to a doctor, you've probably been asked if your insurance has changed. They certainly do that for me. They want to make sure that they have the most recent information on file so they can build a correct plan. The same logic applies to your retirement accounts. There are basic things that they need to keep current so your account can be managed effectively, and you can do it all online. Here are some items to check and make sure that you update during your review or even outside of your review. First and foremost is beneficiaries. You've got your beneficiaries on your state payroll. through your PeopleSoft. You've got your beneficiaries through NPERS. You need to update your beneficiaries through Hoosier Start as well. These are the three different places you need to update your beneficiaries. And keep in mind, if you think you have your beneficiaries, only 53% of all Hoosier Start participants have a beneficiary on file. So I'd like for everybody to go check that if you have access, and we can help you get access if you don't have access online. So contact information is the other one. So make sure you update your street addresses, email addresses, or phone numbers for yourself. Keep in mind, if you're a state employee, you make the change for your address on your PeopleSoft HR app. All other participants that are in the political subdivisions, cities, towns, counties, you can update that on your own through the website. Name changes very similarly. If you change your name, we want to make sure we have your current legal name on file. So if you're years away from retiring, imagine what you want that time to be like. Or if you're closer to retiring, you may already have a clear picture. So think about it. Where you want to live? Would you like to stay there? Where you live now? Would you want to move somewhere further away, or even divide your time between different locations? How do you want to spend your time? Do you want to travel to places on your bucket list or visit family members that have moved away? Is there a hobby you'd like to pursue, such as art or gardening? Or maybe you just have a personal passion, like a cause you want to get involved in. How you take care of your health. This is very important also. Do you see yourself taking walks, going on hikes, participating in a sport? Staying physically healthy can help you enjoy retirement, but you'll need healthcare to keep you at your best, and that does cost some money to do that. All of these things contribute to how much you'll need to save for retirement, the lifestyle you want to have, along with other factors like the age at which you plan to retire, helps determine the amount. So getting a good estimate and saving for it requires thought and planning, and that's what we're here to help you with today. So while there's really no one-size-fits-all answer to how much you need for your income, there's a simple rule of thumb that you can follow as a general guideline. And experts say that you may need to maintain your current standard of living. You may need to have about 80 to 85% of your current income. So by calculating what your current income is today, just a simple calculation of 80% is what you might need in the future. So keep in mind the target amount you need will change if your income rises or your standard of living rises with it. You can get an updated estimate by using the 80% formula. And there's a major update to our tool that is coming soon. And I want to share a short video of its capabilities. And you're getting a sneak peek of this capability that we have. It's the My Income and Retirement Planner. We've slightly changed the name. And I will share that with you towards the end of the presentation. So give me a few moments and I'll get that over on the screen here. So to fund your retirement or income, the first thing you might want to think of are the Social Security benefits. Many people believe that Social Security will meet most or all of their needs, but the truth is, if you qualify for Social Security, it generally only replaces about 40% at best. So if your goal is to replace 80% to keep up your standard of living, that leaves a significant gap. Those of you who have a pension, which everybody on this call has a pension, on average, that replaces about half of your pre-retirement earnings at best. So you might need a certain percentage to help you achieve that gap. So it's important to have a plan in place to fill any of those gaps. There's certainly some key benefits to taking advantage of this. The first one are the tax advantages. You can contribute to your plan on a pre-tax basis or a post-tax basis. If you're a person who feels taxes are going to be higher for your situation in the future than they are today, then you might want to contribute to the Roth 457 plan. However, many people take the tax advantages that they have today and contribute to their plan on a pre-tax basis. So you have two different ways to contribute to the plan: pre-tax or even a Roth 457. The title you see on the bottom there speaks to the IRS providing an incentive called a Savers Credit. It's a tax credit for qualified participants who make contributions to an eligible retirement plan or IRA. So depending on your adjusted gross income, you may qualify for the credit. 10, 20, or even 50% of your contributions could be eligible for the plan. The maximum credit you can earn is $1,000 or $2,000 filing jointly. And you have to be at least age 18 and can't be a full-time student or be claimed as dependent on someone else's return. Just some things to think about when you're thinking about retirement planning. So how much can you contribute to the retirement plan? So currently in the year 2024, the IRS has set a maximum contribution limit of $23,000. Excuse me. And if you're over the age of 50, you can contribute a $7,500 more annually for a total of $30,500. What we expect to have happen is that a base amount of $23,000 to rise. So that potentially could be $24,000, and then the age 50 catch up could be $31,000. Stay tuned for those numbers to be updated. But coming in 2025 also is a new catch-up contribution that you can take advantage of if you're age 60, 61, 62, or 63. So whatever that base maximum limit is, if it's 24,000, the age 60 catch-up limit will be 1.5 times that. So if it's 24,000, your age 60 contribution, age 60 maximum contribution can be 36,000. So don't quote me on those numbers, but we're confident those are going to be happening for the year 2025. So ways to save more. So you can set up contributions to come out of your paycheck as they currently are. You can set up automatic contributions by logging in online. Those can come at a time when you are ready to. They usually come on an annual basis, and you can have them increase your contribution by 1% or 2% or whatever you feel more comfortable with. Other ideas to think about is that if you're receiving a raise or a promotion, try to save part of that raise into your retirement plan. So setting up that increase can really make a big difference. So as you can see here, even a 1% annual increase can make a big difference in the amount you have when you retire. That's the same as increasing by a penny for each dollar you make. Consider this example. An investor earns $50,000 a year and receives 7% return on their investments. If he or she raises their contribution from 3 to 4 on an annual basis, you could see a $51,000 increase in her account after 30 years. It really can make a difference. You can certainly see the difference between 9 and 10% also. If you're more comfortable making a contribution increase based upon a flat dollar amount, you could do that as well. And you can see there are benefits to that also, either a percentage or a flat dollar amount. So the action items that we ask for you to take, of course, you're enrolled in your retirement plan already. Use your interactive retirement planner, which I'm about to show you the demonstration of the new tool. Use the paycheck impact calculator that you can find on HoosierStartNationwide.com. You can, of course, you can set up automatic increases to your contributions to come out on a regular basis. So I'm going to exit the slideshow here. Take a drink of water because my voice is giving out a bit. Let me share my screen again. All right. Looks like the video is up and ready to play. Give me one second. It has closed captioning, I believe.
Hey, Tiffany, you know I've been talking about organizing my finances?
Yeah, did you finally do something about it this time?
Actually, I did. I knew I wanted to save more for retirement, but with so much time in front of me, there's a lot I don't know. I used our My Income and Retirement Planner, and I feel like I have a better handle on it.
Wait, what's this planner?
Well, it gives you a big picture of your finances and projects and projects how ready you are for retirement. It's like having a financial coach by your side, intuitive and personalized. It asks you questions and even has interactive what-if scenarios that instantly show how your financial choices could play out.
What if you're not ready to go through all the steps?
The planner's flexible. You can keep it simple or go as robust as you want. Your choice. It's the best of both worlds, financial planning and retirement planning. So it takes everything in your retirement account, all of the details. It allows you to easily consolidate your external assets, your expenses, brings it all together, and then delivers it in a comprehensive financial blueprint. My chance of success score and meter shows how likely my savings will last throughout my retirement, and it allows me to track my progress. I feel so overwhelmed. We have a child on the way. We're going to have to buy a new home. There's expenses I haven't even thought about yet. The planner helps to manage everything one step at a time with its scenario modeling, outlining each situation and its financial implications.
Does it help with budgeting?
Yes, it can help guide you with budgeting now and during retirement. It generates intuitive graphs based on the information I provide. Then it makes it easier for me to see and make changes each year throughout my retirement journey.
What is the lifetime income projection? What does that show?
It shows how and where your income can come from during retirement. And it has digital coach alerts that help guide you to make your projections even more accurate.
Oh, I can see how increasing my contributions and other changes affect my retirement savings. I'm checking this tool out. I'm convinced. Where'd you find this tool?
It's on our plan website. You just need to log in.
Take control of your retirement planning with My Income and Retirement Planner, no matter where you are in your retirement journey. Our guided digital experience can help you make positive financial decisions. It's not just about the numbers and charts. It's about your well-being and security for your future by increasing your chance of financial success. Look forward to your retirement with confidence and excitement. To get started, visit your plan's website.
All right. Thank you so much, folks. We are very excited about that new My Income and Retirement Planner. Reminder to you, it launches November 15th. So when you log into your account, you won't see it just yet. November 15th is the launch date. You're the first people in the state of Indiana to see that as participants. So hopefully you all will take advantage of it and spread the word. These tools are available to you to help maximize your retirement savings, and we're glad to bring that to you. On behalf of Nationwide and Hoosier Start, I thank you so much for your time. Lisa and I will stay on and take some questions as they pop up. So the link to get to this tool is the first question that I see. So when you log into your Hoosier Start account, you're going to go to HoosierStart.com, do the normal login process. You're going to see that within your 457 account, it's going to be on the main landing page once it's launched on November 15th. It's going to replace the My Interactive Retirement Planner, and you'll see this brand new tool there just pop up November 15th. I see another question. Can I put the planner link in the chat? Unfortunately, no, I can't link that in the chat. You'll be able to log into your account at HoosierStart.nationwide, excuse me, HoosierStart.com. I do see a question. If you turn 63 in the middle of 2025, do you get the benefit of the catch-up amount for the whole year? The year you turn 63 is when you can begin. You can begin the year you turn 60 and do it for the remainder of the entire year. So to answer that question, if I understand it right, so if you turn 63 in June, you can start that age 63 catch up in January and do it for the entire year. Hopefully that helps. And I may have to get more clarity if you're thinking about doing that contribution until June of the following year. So I'll have to double check on that. I have the name as Lori. So Lori, if you could email me your contact information so that I can follow up with you. So I see another question here. What is the preferred method for scheduling a one-to-one Hoosier Start meeting? Well, we have a representative map that you can reach out to your retirement specialist. In fact, you can email me and I will get you linked up with the retirement specialist that's in your territory. I'm going to put my email in the chat. It's k.mitchell@nationwide.com. Thanks, Joel. You beat me to it.
You betcha.
So when it asks about annual income, does that mean gross pay or net pay? That means gross pay. So we receive a census file or a change file from the state of Indiana when contributions come over. It does have the information for your salary in there already logged into the account. So you shouldn't have to change that when you're going into the My Income and Retirement Planner. Robert is asking a question. Is the balance shown in our Voya account the DB or the DC or only both? So that might be a Lisa question.
Well, I was able to unmute. Yes, that's your defined contribution account that you see when you first log into your secure account at myinpersretirement.org. I also just answered that in the chat as well, just in case you need that in writing. Any other questions? Feel free to post in the chat.
DB means defined benefit. That's the pension. Lisa, do you see the chat? You want me to read it off? There's a question for you. Uh-oh, I think we're losing Lisa on the... Can you hear me, Lisa? We're not hearing you at the moment. So there's a question. NPERS has my last name incorrect, but what can I do about it? I would email Lisa that question directly so that she can answer
Okay.
it.
I'm unmuted now. Yes,
Oh, there
Sherry,
you
I was just going to provide my email address for you so that we can help you get your name updated. Thank you.
So if your name is incorrect on the Hoosier Start Plan, again, your name is going to come from the change file that comes from the state. So you'll want to change that with the state payroll to make sure that that is correct. And then they'll send us that information.
And there's a question about the Voya calculator at myimpersretirement.org from asking if you need to enter in your defined contribution amount, I believe is what the question is. Or do you need to enter, whoops, I'm sorry, it moved. Okay, or if you need to enter it in. Or it's already utilized. Yes, so you want to enter that in on the calculator. You can always make adjustments. Other questions while we're still here?
There's another question about DC. Are DC contributions taxed on withdrawal like a Roth contribution since they go in after tax?
With your defined contribution, The contributions made on your behalf by the state are pre-tax, so you pay taxes on those once you withdraw them. If you make voluntary contributions on your own on a post-tax basis, you do not pay taxes on those again.
Would they pay taxes on the gains though, Lisa?
Yes.
So it's slightly different than a Roth contribution.
So as I see the questions, they move. So I believe I saw a question about the My Choice. Once you have 5 years of service and you're vested, can you retire prior to 65 or 62? Once you are vested, you can certainly retire from the plan in order to receive full benefits in the way of the retiree medical benefits account and retire from the state with full benefits. Age 62 is when you would start that benefit. But if you should happen to leave your employed status and leave working for the state and you're under the age of 62, you can certainly withdraw the monies. You do have access to them as well as roll them over to other plans and so on. But if you are looking to retire from it with full benefits in the way of the retiree medical benefits account that you have available to you as a state employee, age 62 is when you're eligible for that through the My Choice plan. I saw something about Millie Morgan retirement. If you are working in a covered position and you are at least age 65 and have 20 or more years of service, you can start your retirement benefits and continue to work in your covered position. That's what a Millie Morgan retirement is. Yep, and then Joel has provided the link for more details on that.
So I think I'm up next. I see a question about the Hoosier Start difference between 401A and 457 portions. The difference is the 457 plan is where an employee makes their contributions and directs their investments. The 401A is where the state's matching funds or your employer's matching funds go. You can still direct the investment options, but those are the funds. They keep those separate. They have slightly different rules. The 457 plan, you will not have to wait until age 59 and a half to make withdrawals penalty-free. Just need to be separated from service. The 401A, you need to be separated from service and need to be 59 and a half, unless you're public safety. Now, you are completely vested in both of those accounts when the contributions hit the account. Hopefully that answers your question.
I see a couple here. Let's see, how do I get additional contributions to my Voya account? I thought I was, however, recently I realized I was not. So if you would like to make additional voluntary contributions to your PERF account, you can make those on a post-tax basis and you set those up through payroll. So there's not an app or a way to do it on the website, but you would contact payroll in order to get those contributions taken from your pay after taxes. And then there's another question here about, does the rule of 85 apply to Millie Morgan as well? In order to qualify for Millie Morgan, you must be at least age 65 and have 20 or more years of service. That's how you qualify. So the rule of 85 is not a factor in that. You must be at least 65 and have 20 or more years of service. You're welcome. All right. Any additional?
Sorry about that, Kevin.
No, it's my fault. I shouldn't have muted myself.
I did also want to share our contact information, or at least information for you to easily access your account using our QR codes for both of our organizations. I think you can see that. Yes, you can see that.
Thank you,
Yes.
Lisa.
Yep, you're welcome. So you can certainly use the QR codes in order to contact or access NPERS as well as Hoosier Start, access your account. As Kevin mentioned before, please keep your address and your beneficiaries updated. There are 3 places that you will need to update that as state employees because that information is not shared across our organizations. So you want to make sure that that information is updated with state personnel, with NPERS, as well as with Hoosier Start. So those are 3 different places that you will want to keep your information updated. And then, of course, once you log into your accounts with Hoosier Start as well as NPERS, take advantage of the tools and calculators and all the other resources and education that's available on both of our sites. And as well, you can sign up for counseling if you'd like to meet with us one-on-one or attend any of our workshops just like this one. Okay, if there are no more questions, we will wrap up our session today. Again, thank you so much for joining us and for your patience while we got started. This has been recorded and will be provided for you to access at a later date, so you'll have time to watch it through. And don't hesitate to let us know if you have questions or need help or support for any of the information that we shared today or anything concerning your retirement plans with NPERS and Hoosier Start. So thank you for coming. Have a good day.